joined us yesterday. We've got our second of 3 races this weekend, heading out onto circuit now for the Finecut Radical Cup UK Championship, round 5 of the 2025 Championship. And this grid is not based on the finishing positions from yesterday. This grid is based on the second fastest lap times that were set in the qualifying session. So the cars making their way onto the circuit for the second sprint race. The longer pit stop race will take place later on this afternoon in what are overcast conditions really here at Brands Hatch. It was beautiful sunshine yesterday, a slightly abbreviated race because of a red flag which brought about the retirement of Jack Young, Wesley Fongini and John Davies. Jack Young and Wesley Fongini are back on the grid. John Davis, unfortunately, is not able to start. So let's guide you through the starting grid. It is Marcus Littlewood that lines upon pole position, and the former runner-up in this championship and former SR1 champion, Shane Stoney, returns. He sits alongside. It's Jack Young and Hamish Forrest that are there on row number 2. And the third row of the grid on the inside, it sees John McLeod line up alongside Alex Fisher. Row number 4 is Rachel Robertson. For company, she has got Andy Lowe. And then as we head on to the next row of the grid, it's Wesley Fongini. And no doubt a pit lane starter once more will be the car of James Pinkerton. He is the head of Radical Design and Development and therefore doesn't want to be involved in the championship in what is a development car. So he usually starts from the pit lane. So I think he'll take the formation lap, but he'll probably dive into the pit lane at the end of it and then weave his way down the pit lane to start at the very, very back. So lots of weaving being done from side to side to try and build the temperature in the control Hankook tyres that all of these cars run. And then once they get going, we'll be on for, say, our second race of the weekend, which is timetabled to be a 20-minute race for them. So just heading round through Stirling's now. Just need to get all the rest of the pack fully into position, and then we should be good to go with our second race of the weekend. So we've got the longer pit stop race coming up later on today, but this is the second of the 2 sprint races. Marcus Littlewood, who starts from pole position, as yet to be beaten so far this year. He claimed a win in all 3 races at Donington Park, and he claimed a win yesterday as well, so he'll be looking to try and keep his stranglehold in the early stages of the 2025 Championship. So they're all in neat order. The safety car should peel its way into the pit lane. Is James Pinkerton going to do the same? Yes, he is, at the back of the grid, as I expected. And now we're about to get things underway here for the second time this weekend at Brands Hatch. Lights are on the gantry, and as they flash their way out, as they do now, we get the 20 minutes underway. Marcus Littlewood looking to try and see what he can do, but Shane Stoney is fully alongside him as they head up towards Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. Shane Stoney trying to brave it out around the outside. Needs to make sure he covers off the inside as well, though, because Hamish Forrest is poised and ready to pounce. There's a spin in the background, I'm afraid to say. And I think that might be Rachel Robertson, possibly, that's had the small spin. But it is going to be Marcus Littlewood. Shane Stoney runs wide, coming out of Druids, bounces all over the grass, bounces all over the curbs and loses places. So through has gone Alex Fisher, and I think that's probably 3, 4, maybe even 5 places that Shane Stoney lost there, and that has now allowed our race leader Marcus Littlewood to have a handy little advantage in the lead of the race as he works his way onto the Grand Prix section of the circuit. So out of Surtees, and the speeds begin to build as they head towards Hawthorne Hill. So Pilgrim's Drop, Hawthorne Hill, and then up towards the daunting Hawthorne, side by side further down through the order. But as they head round through Hawthorne, Shane Stoney has got work to do. He's picked off one more car already. He's got past Alex Fisher. So Shane Stoney, I think, is down into something like 5th or maybe even 6th position at the moment. He's now trying to attack the next car that's just up the road from him. The race leader in the meantime is picking his way through Dingle Dell, through Sheen Curve, and then up towards the left-hander at Stirling's. But there is a car that is stricken there, and as a result of that car being stricken, the safety car, I'm afraid to say, is coming out, and it does look as though that is Rachel Robertson's car that's had the spin at Paddock Hill Bend, and for whatever reason the car has not been able to restart. So the number 56 car stranded at the very edge of the circuit. No choice but for the officials to put out the safety car. Marshall on hand to assist the driver, but not a safe place for that car to be, and let's hope that the cars slow down significantly, which they appear to be doing as they approach that danger spot there at Paddock Hill Bend. So I think it was probably just cold tyres for Rachel Robertson. She's still sitting behind the wheel of the car, trying to get it fired up. And hopefully, if you can get it fired up, it will be a very brief safety car period. But for the moment, no, she's still struggling to get anything done. As for Shane Stoney, he did recover to 6th at the end of that lap, so lost 4 places with that run wide at the exit of Druids. So the Hyundai electric safety car, as are all of the course cars now at the MSV circuits. Hyundai, the new provider of those, picks up the pack. And just as they were about to get things underway, they frustratingly have to sit behind the safety car. Hopefully, Rachel Robertson does look as though she is in need of a tow. So whatever the reason has brought about that car not restarting, it will be a quick tow back to the rear entrance, I would have thought, to the Grand Prix paddock. So probably 2 laps maybe under safety car might be required. It depends what the trackside recovery crew do as to whether they scooter onto the grass on the inside of Paddock Hill Bend or whether they bring her all the way up to Druids, back round towards Graham Hill Bend and then slot her in. Number 99 car of James Pinkerton, following the pit lane start, is at the back of the field. So James is the head of design and development for Radical Sports Cars. He's a former champion, he's a double champion in Radicals. He was the SR1 champion in 2020, was James Pinkerton. But nowadays is largely focused on the day job and is helping develop what will be the future products for Radical, and there's no better environment to do that in race environment, a full race environment. You can pound around as much as you want on a test day, but doing it in a true racing environment is the best way to do it. But James is well aware that other drivers are in for the full championship. They are scoring points, he's not, and he doesn't want to get involved with the customer battles in reality. So lights are still on the safety car. We will be having one further lap behind it because Rachel Robertson's car is not as yet clear of the circuit on the back of the tow rope. And all of this whilst the clock continues to tick in this short 20-minute race, just eating into the racing time available to everybody. So Marcus Littlewood leads the pack, Hamish Forrest in second place, Jack Yang in the repaired car following his off yesterday, sitting there in third position. John McLeod is fourth at the moment. He's had the best part of 15 years of racing Radicals as John McLeod. Finished third in the championship last year, but John McLeod year on year is sort of third, fourth, fifth, sixth in the championship. He's always there or thereabouts. Smaller entry for this weekend, but when we've had, even 25 cars on the grid, John McLeod's always been towards the sharp end of the championship. Andy Lowe, who as another driver who's been racing Radicals for a good number of years, he's had about 5 years of racing Radicals, another one that graduated out of the SR1 Cup into the SR3s. He sits there in fifth position, and Shane Stoney, for me, at this restart will be the one to watch, really. His is the black car with the yellow stripe down the centre of it, the 2020 runner-up in this category. Shane Stoney, whose father was a very, very accomplished kart racer back in the 1980s and 1990s. Shane first appeared in Radicals, did a bit of mini racing as well for a period of time, did Shane, and was very successful in that. But he's back to his roots again, really. There's Wesley Fongini. That's another one of the cars that's been repaired. Wesley's another driver that we've seen for at least, I would say, 5 years, racing Radicals now. Wesley, good to see him on the entry list because he wasn't present at the opening rounds at Donington Park. Familiar livery from 360 competition. He's run for a good few years now. The black with the blue. And he'll be hoping that after the disappointment of yesterday when he was involved in that incident that brought about the red flag, they can pick his way through the order. So safety car lights are out as expected, which means that the car of Rachel Robertson is safely now behind the tyre wall or back in the paddock area. So it is up to Marcus Littlewood as to when he wants to get things back underway. The reigning Radical SR1 champion accelerates his way up towards Clearways Corner. And Marcus Littlewood looking to try and get the jump on everybody else, and it's not been a bad restart from him. Hamish Forrest that little bit further adrift, and watch out for Shane Stoney. He's already in full attack mode, trying to see whether there's an opportunity to get past Andy Lowe. There's not as they head towards Paddock Hill Bend, so he has to sit behind Andy, and we'll see whether he can be presented with a further opportunity. It's not going to happen up at Druids, and Shane will also be conscious that it was at the exit of this corner where he lost all of the places, having run wide with what would I imagine just slightly cold front tyres. As he tried to rotate the car, it just didn't grip, and he understeered off the circuit. So with a couple of laps behind the safety car again, not that much tyre temperature. It is a cooler day as well, so track temperature is going to be much, much lower than it was yesterday, so it might just take an extra lap or two for the tyres to get absolutely in their key operating window. But Marcus Littlewood romping away in the lead of the race and has already managed to gap those behind. Say 4 races in to the season, Marcus Littlewood has won all 4 races so far. Hamish Forrest in second place, Jack Yang there in third place, and really now 3 cars fighting over what is fourth, fifth and sixth position. John McLeod in the white car with the familiar Dayglow green flashes, then the orange car of Andy Lowe, followed by the black car with the yellow stripe in the hands of Shane Stoney as the race leaders pick their way out of the left-hander at Stirling's and work their way down up towards Clearways Corner. Over the start-finish line, 4 laps to go. No, sorry, 4 laps completed, I should say. Marcus Littlewood leads the way and sets the fastest lap of the race that we've seen so far. That's a 1 minute 27.696 from him. Shane Stoney was looking to see whether he could squeeze his way through and gain a place on the approach towards Paddock Hill Bend. Did it work? The answer is yes, it did. He's through and ahead now of the number 4 car of Andy Lowe. So that's 1 further place picked up for number 89, Shane Stoney. The next target for him will be the white and the Dayglow green car that lies directly ahead, which is long-time Radical racer John McLeod. So down the Cooper Straight, up towards the braking area for the left-hander at Stirling's, and then from there the speeds really begin to build again. It's so key to get a good run coming out of Stirling's because you carry all of that momentum through Pilgrim's Drop, up Hawthorne Hill and up towards the daunting, almost banked right-hander of Hawthorne, which is where they're heading now. It's a very fast corner, down 1 gear probably, that's about all. Get as close to the car as you can ahead, but of course you then get the aero wash through that corner, and there's no opportunity, at least for the moment, for Shane Stoney to prise the door open and squeeze his way through. But he wants to get on with it. Again, as they head through Dingle Dell, you can't really overtake as you head in towards Sheen Curve. Is he going to try something at Stirling's? No, he's just not quite there. So the run towards Clearways or the approach towards Paddock Hill Bend will be the best opportunity for Shane Stoney. Andy Lowe will look to try and cover that off, and at the moment he's done a good job of doing it through Clearways Corner, but in a straight line of course Shane Stoney will pick up the tow and will just start to close in a little bit in the hole in the air that the car ahead is making. Is he close enough at Paddock Hill Bend? Now he's too far away, and he's got to be conscious here, Shane Stoney, because if he tries something and it doesn't work, whilst he overtook the car behind a few laps ago, he is not going to be able to squeeze his way through. That car he overtook was Andy Lowe. The car ahead of him is John McLeod, I should say. So down in towards the braking area for the left-hander at Graham Hill Bend. John McLeod still working overtime to try and keep Shane Stoney at bay. Andy Lowe has just fallen away a little bit more in the largely white and orange car that lies behind. And this is a good run this time for Shane Stoney. Out of Surtees, it looked as though he had a good run. He's got good momentum. Is John McLeod going to cover off an attack? Well, Shane Stoney has prized the door open. He's got the inside lines, head up towards Hawthorne. Another place gained for the former SR1 Cup champion. Shane Stoney now picks off John McLeod. John McLeod straight away, having come under pressure for one position, is now under pressure for another as Andy Lowe begins to close in. And now for Shane Stoney, the next thing will be to try and close up what is a almost 2-second gap between himself and Jack Yang, the number 21 car that occupies third place currently. So through the left-hander at Stirling's, you can already see Shane Stoney, having gained the place over John McLeod, is now starting to edge away, which leaves John McLeod and Andy Lowe to roll their sleeves up and try and work out who at the moment wants to finish in 5th and who wants to finish in 6th place. We're already past the halfway point of this race, so that's 6 laps completed. It's still Marcus Littlewood leading the way, but in second place, Hamish Forrest set the fastest lap of the race last time through. 0.3 of a second quicker than the race leader, so the lead advantage is down to just 0.9 of a second from first to second place. Shane Stoney is 1.6 seconds adrift of Jack Yang, who occupies the final podium spot, but the race leaders starting to build the speeds again as they head towards Hawthorne. And through the first sector of this lap, I think Marcus Littlewood has probably responded slightly to the fact that he could see Hamish Forrest looming slightly larger in his mirrors. And through the first sector of this lap, it's been an absolute best first sector for Marcus Littlewood. So trying to maintain the gap. Jack Yang runs wide, and that's going to offer up an opportunity. That was coming out of Hawthorne there where he ran wide, which meant down the Derek Minter straight, that compromised his speed, and straight away he is now immediately under pressure for third position from the charging Shane Stoney. He's got dirty Hankook tyres as well that he needs to clean up for the next couple of corners, but I think he's just about managed to hang on to the place, at least for the moment. But Shane Stoney is in full attack mode after that mistake on the first lap coming out of Druids. He's not going to try anything at Clearways Corner. It's so fast through Clearways on the approach in these cars, but he might try and get the undercut here on Jack Yang. And it looks as though he has drawn himself alongside. He's just got his nose ahead. He's got the inside line when they get towards Paddock Hill Bend. And it's another place gained for Shane Stoney. So that's now up into third position. And Jack Yang, from the disappointment of retirement yesterday, now has the disappointment that he's off the podium spots, I'm afraid. Had a difficult weekend at Donington Park as well, did Jack Yang. Didn't start the third race at Donington Park. Had that non-finish in yesterday's race. So that's 2 poor race results already. And in the championship, then the totals from all qualifying rounds less 2 count for the championship scores. So you drop your worst 2 rounds. So Jack Yang needs a really consistent remainder of the 2025 championship season, because he's already had his 2 poor scores in reality. Now the lead advantage has just grown as the race leaders flick their way out of Westfield Corner and up towards Dingle Dell. Marcus Littlewood is now just over a second ahead, 1.1 seconds clear of Hamish Forrest. And Littlewood, I think, could well be on for a new fastest lap of the race this time through, because he's done an absolute best first sector, he's done an absolute best second sector, and could well be on for the new fastest lap of the race. Shane Stoney actually has now gone even quicker through the second sector, so he's gone purple. So Shane Stoney's on for a good lap as well. Over the start-finish line comes Marcus Littlewood. New fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 25.161 from him. The lead advantage grows to 1.3 seconds between himself and Hamish Forrest. And what of Shane Stoney in third? He goes even quicker. He sets the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 24.609, 7.1 seconds adrift of the car in second place. So that's the kind of gap that Shane Stoney needs to try and close up, but he's only got 6 minutes in which to do so. So he's going to have to work overtime here to catch, let alone then get past Hamish Forrest, who has had a consistent start to the season. Finished outside of the top 6 in the first race of the year at Donington Park, but was second in the second sprint race there. He was second in the pit stop race at Donington. He finished second yesterday as well. Consistent start to the year for him. But for Shane Stoney, who was absent at Donington Park and hopefully will be in for the rest of the season, it'd be good to see Shane out for the rest of the year, because he's a quick driver. That small mistake at the beginning just cost him the time that he was hoping he could utilise to pressurise for the race lead. But here he is, still playing catch-up in reality to the front 2 cars. You can see just how much daylight he's put between himself and Jack Yang, John McLeod, Andy Lowe, all of those that he's had to work his way back through again after that grassy moment on lap number 1. But what was the gap at the beginning of the lap? It was 7.1 seconds shy of Jack Yang, right out to the very edge of the circuit. Shane Stoney is not leaving a great deal on the table here, and what was a 7.1 second deficit is down to 6 seconds. He was 1.1 seconds quicker than the car in second place last time through, but when you've only got 5 minutes remaining, even at that rate of close, he's not going to get there. Another new fastest lap of the race for him, however, 1 minute 24.405 for Shane Stoney. The lead advantage between Marcus Littlewood and Hamish Forrest comes out further. That's now out to almost 1 3/4 seconds now. 1.7 seconds it sits at. Shane Stoney pushing as hard as he possibly can and really trusting in the fantastic aerodynamics and the downforce that the Radical offers up. The SR3 RSX working his way down towards Hawthorne, and that must feel so quick through Hawthorne. So it's subtly banked the corner. You don't really appreciate it from the television screen, but when you do a circuit walk, you really appreciate how much it actually hugs you into the corner there. And because it's such a fast corner, the G-forces must feel amazing through the right-hander. Get the compression down through Dingle Dell and then up towards the fast left-hander at Stirling's. Shane Stoney right the way out towards the very edge of the curb again there. And it was a 6 second gap at the beginning of this particular lap between himself and the car he's trying to hunt down. Still fights further down through the order. Jack Yang, John McLeod and Andy Lowe in 4th, 5th and 6th aren't that far away from each other, but equally as much they're not quite close enough to be able to attack. But any small mistake from any one of the 3 and that could shuffle the order for the final few places inside the top 6. 7th place is Alex Fisher, driving the ex-Adrian Hallmark car. Adrian, the former CEO of Bentley, who's now working, I think, for Aston Martin nowadays. And then Wesley Fongini in 8th place, James Pinkerton in 9th. And, of course, we know of the whereabouts of Rachel Robertson. She'll be back in the paddock area somewhere, having had that spin and stall and not be able to restart the number 56 car. all the cars running in the solo class this weekend. We don't have any cars in the team category where two drivers share the car, which is a possibility within the regulations. We did see that at Donington Park, but not this weekend. So down towards Hawthorne. I think Jack Young is getting caught by John McLeod. Last lap time from John McLeod was 17 thousandths of a second quicker than Jack Young, but I think he's slightly quicker through the first sector this time through. He's 4/10 of a second quicker through the first sector. So the white car with its day-glow green flashes to it, sitting there in 5th place, is slowly edging up towards Jack Young. John McLeod also leading the Fangio category as well, which is for drivers 50 years of age or older at the beginning of the championship season. So he is on for a win in the Fangio category. And second in the Fangio at the moment is the car that's right behind him, the car with the black nose to it today and the orange tail end to it, that being Andy Lowe. Shane Stoney, another fastest lap of the race. He's now just 3.3 seconds adrift of Hamish Forrest and is on an absolute flyer. He was 1.3 seconds quicker than him that time through, but is running out of time to catch, let alone then try and scratch his head and work out where he can squeeze his way through. Battle for the lead of Fangio is absolutely raging as well. Number 14, John McLeod, under big pressure for the lead of the Fangio category and for 5th place from Andy Lowe. And for John McLeod, he's in that unenviable position of wanting to attack and potentially having to defend at the same time. But he gets a good run coming out of Stirling here, John McLeod, and is edging his way alongside Jack Young. He's got the inside line when they get towards Hawthorne. Jack Young with 2 wheels on the grass heading in towards Hawthorne. That puts some dust on the tyres. He gathers up the moment but loses 2 places. John McLeod sneaks through. Andy Lowe sneaks through. And poor old Jack Young drops from 4th now down into 6th position, which leaves John McLeod and Andy Lowe still rooted together and still trying to work out as to who is going to come home first in the Fangio category. Marcus Littlewood onto the final lap of the race. Through comes Hamish Forrest, with Shane Stoney now just 2 seconds behind him, so he was another 1.3 seconds quicker last time through. So I think he'll get there, but he's just going to come up short, isn't he, Shane Stoney? It's certainly not been for want of trying, because the body language of the car, at every point we've seen it, will tell you that Shane Stoney is pretty much giving it everything he's got, throwing the kitchen sink at it as a bare minimum. But just that one small mistake, I'm sure he'll be kicking himself for it, just on what I assume were tyres that weren't fully up to temperature following the formation lap, means that that is the difference between him finishing in 3rd place, as he is at the moment, and what could have been 2nd, or possibly, you know, challenge for a race win with Marcus Littlewood. So through Hawthorne for the final time, working their way down the very short straight, the Derek Minter straight, and up towards the right-hander at Westfield. Again, a very quick corner, grab all of the curb on the way in, try not to run wide on the way out, and then down through the dip and up towards, I think, one of the most difficult corners on the circuit, Sheen Curve. It's a blind entry. You can't see the apex until you've already committed to it. But it does look as though Shane Stoney is, as I expected, not quite going to get there. Marcus Littlewood is on to keep his stranglehold on the 2025 Finecut Radical Cup UK Championship. He comes through to make it a clean sweep of wins so far in 2025. 5 races in, 5 wins for him. Hamish Forrest, 2nd again for the 4th race on the trot. Shane Stoney, good recovery drive, finishes in 3rd position. And then we wait the arrival of the 4th and the 5th place cars over the start-finish line, which will be for the lead of the Fangio category, John McLeod and Andy Lowe, who were still slugging it out for that lead last time we picked up on them. They will come towards the checkered flag any second now. And it's John McLeod that does, and only just, hang on to 5th position, but wins, 4th position rather, and wins the Fangio category from Andy Lowe, who finishes in 5th place. Jack Young in 6th place. Alex Fisher will come through in 7th. Wesley Fongini still to take the checkered flag, and of course James Pinkerton in the development car. So the cars flicking their way back in towards the pit lane area under the control of our brilliant Brands Hatch marshals. So they don't do the full slowdown lap, they cut their way back down through to the rear entrance to the Grand Prix pit lane once they get to the end of the Cooper Straight. And there is our winner of the Fangio category. It is the number 14 car of John McLeod that picks up the win in the Fangio category after what was a really good race-long battle with himself and Andy Lowe. Andy draws himself alongside. Now that puts his thumbs up and said, that was a good squabble, mate. Wesley Fongini only now just takes the checkered flag. And then James Pinkerton in the development car, I think, opted to come into the pit lane with a lap to go. say he's not involved in the championship squabble. So let's just confirm some results for you then. Marcus Littlewood wins round 5 of the championship and also wins his 5th race of the season. He is unbeaten so far. Hamish Forrest was there in 2nd place, nearly 5 3/4 seconds adrift in the end, and Shane Stoney recovered to finish in 3rd place. 4th place in the win in the Fanjo category went the way of John McLeod, but only just from Andy Lowe, who was right behind him and finished in 5th place. And Jack Yang, after a small mistake at Hawthorn, kept the car on the tarmac, but lost 2 places, dropped from 4th to 6th. Alex Fisher was 7th, head of Wesley Fongini, who was there in 8th place. James Pinkerton brought the development car into the pit lane with a lap to go, and Rachel Robertson, I'm afraid, didn't get any further than the opening corner at Paddock Hill Bend, where she spun the car, stalled, and it would not restart, I'm afraid. And so that's round 5 of the 2025 Finecut Radical Cup UK Championship. We've got our longer race, round 6, the pit stop race, coming up for you later on this afternoon. Please join us for that. That will be around about 3:45 this afternoon. So from everybody here at Brands Hatch Radical and Onside Productions, thanks for joining us for round 5. We'll see you later on this afternoon for round 6. Goodbye.